Hey, Christy Mattoon here from Mind Rewire. Thanks for being here again. I was just on a phone with a lady and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what we were talking about because I thought it was really interesting and it brings up a lot of awareness. This is Mind Rewire. This is my channel. Please subscribe. Share my videos. I really appreciate that. That always helps move information around and helps awareness of Mind Rewire. And I'll tell you, Mind Rewire is actually a way of helping you change your subconscious mind. So look around for, and I'll try and stick it in the space below this video. There's a link where you can get on to learn how to use a whole brain state, how to get into a whole brain state, and how to use it to not only release subconscious issues of the past, but also feelings, working on negative feelings, emotions that you have coming up, the turmoil from negative emotions and the things that it causes in your life. You know, even negative thoughts. How can you stop a pervasive negative thought? Well, this is an easy way to do it. And it's really cool. What I've done is I've taken this idea of a whole brain state and put it into this simple, easy to use method, if you will. No muscle testing required. You just know what you feel, you know what you're struggling with, and so we just work on it from that aspect. And when you do that, you'll notice changes pretty quickly. So look for that link below. What I want to talk to you about, what I want to share with you, is what this person was struggling with was people sharing their issues and her need to help. Her desire to help the people who are sharing their issues, right? Whether it's a family member, a friend, a roommate, right? Whatever it is, a spouse, even a child. And it can be different, you know, depending on who this person is that's sharing their issue with you. But if you have a need to fix it for them or to help, which usually equates to fixing it for them, oftentimes, and most times, we run into issues and problems because it's not ours to fix, quite frankly. And especially if this is an adult person that's on their own journey and on their own path of seeking and trying to understand and figuring things out, sometimes you got to figure it out to figure it out. And that's what we were talking about. So what she was asking was, what do I do when I get into this situation where a person's sharing their stuff with me and I just automatically feel this need to take care of it for them, whether it's sending them money, giving him a better idea, like whatever the thing is. She's like, I'm really trying to stop myself from doing that. And so what we had talked about was the idea of just coming back into your heart center. Because if you are at your best and you're in your heart, you're in your heart space, you're in the control center here, and you're just feeling love and compassion, no matter what they're presenting with, no matter what their issue is, you stay in love and compassion, what's going to happen? First of all, you will notice that you lose your desire to fix them. You will lose your desire to fix them. If you are a coach or a spiritual warrior, if you're one of these kind of people who it is in your path to help people figure stuff out, it doesn't mean that you're necessarily fixing them. It's no different than what I do. I typically am not jumping into a person's junk to the level that I'm fixing it for them. I'm helping them understand things on a different level and then showing them how to release it. And it's up to them to take the advice and do what's required to get to the place that they want to get to. Otherwise, you stay stuck in the things that you're stuck in. So she's really struggling with this concept of, how do I just put it down? She goes, I recognized I was doing it again. It was with like her daughter or something. She recognized she was doing it. And she goes, so I just put it down and tried to walk away from it. And I said, I think you're asking yourself, or you're telling yourself the wrong directions, first of all. Why don't you find a correction to what you're doing? Find a correction to what you're doing. And what that means is whatever it is you're doing, however you're acting or reacting, find a different way to do it, right? So if I'm automatically wanting to help them and I say, okay, I'm not going to do this, I'm just going to put it down and walk away from it, that doesn't necessarily fix your issue, not their issue. What is your issue in this? Your issue is a desire to fix them, yes? So correct that. What correction do you need to make for you to keep from having to fix everybody around you. And it takes a ton of stress off you when you figure this out. Sometimes the correction is literally just staying in your heart space. Quit going into the polarity of I have to fix you, the do's and don'ts, yeses and nos, cans and can'ts, right? Trying to figure it out for them, especially if they're an unwilling party in their own healing. We end up in these situations a lot, right? That's the way human interaction is. And so if you just come back to your heart space and just notice, you will either end up with a different answer, you'll notice something different, a different way to come about it, or you will recognize that simply staying in your heart space, staying in a space of love, gratitude, compassion, caring, will all of a sudden make this a non-issue for you. The issue will probably still be there for them, but it's their issue, and then they can figure it out. And you just learn how to listen super well, right? One of the questions that I most often ask people now is, what is your correction to that? It's an interesting question, and it can be really hard to ask if you're not used to asking questions like that. What is your correction? Because you're sitting here throwing stuff at my feet and then waiting for a response, because that is what I do. But if I stop and say, okay, what's your correction? It's interesting how all of a sudden they will either quit presenting you with their problem, or they'll try and figure out a way to fix it instead of just giving it lip service, right? All right. I hope that helps everybody the way that it helped the young lady I was just talking to. I want to wish you blessings and peace. We're going into a beautiful weekend, so I hope it's awesome for you as well. And I will talk to you soon.